Good evening, all you silver stackers out there. We did it. We actually did it. And I think I might even have to like eat crow and just be like, I was wrong. I think I was wrong. I did not expect this to happen as fast as we did. I did not expect us to just, I mean, we had like 5 minutes of resistance at 100, and then we just said, you know what, hold my beer, I got places to be, things to see, and we just marched right through it like it wasn't there. I mean, it was about as weak as a Minneapolis protester right there. That was crazy. He just blew right through it. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Stacker, hello. Logan B, what's up? Brian Barbie, how's it going? Quad Silver, yes sir, we did it. How in the heck is gold not breaking 5K? Yeah, I don't know. Kevin Hawthorne, what's going on? Penny Scout, everybody. Celebration is in. Celebration time is in for sure.
Bye, bye, bye! Bye, bye, bye! Bye, bye, bye!
You know it. This is insane. I genuinely... We all kind of saw the writing on the wall that it was going to get to 100 at some point. I just really thought it was going to be... I just thought it was going to be later in the year, and I thought that we were going to have a lot harder of a fight to push through it than we did. So really crazy stuff going on here. I just decided to just dump some silver on the table here. I don't even know. We're like layers deep, guys. We're like 10 coins deep in this thing. We just piled it up. Why not? Just celebrate, have some fun, enjoy the silver ride that we're in. So yeah, and you know what? Yo, we to the moon yet? Not yet, Stable. We're getting there. Logan's throwing in the confetti and the horns there. We are Brilliance. What's up, Brilliance? It's getting there. It's getting closer, a little bit closer each and every time. Gonna have to do some research, figure out why my chat is busted. Again, it's not working on the screen, so something's going on there. But yeah, it is absolutely insane, a wild ride. I mean, what do you guys think about? What do you guys think about today? I mean, was this what you guys were expecting? Seriously, I don't know. This is just I'm genuinely shocked at what's going on right now, and I don't know, I don't know where it's gonna stop. We've talked about this, Roadkill. What's up, buddy? We talked about this where, when we're looking at these charts and we're just trying to figure out everything that, for ourselves, there hasn't been any level since around $50 an ounce of silver where we've had any true resistance for any serious period of time. There's nothing at all. And I still don't see anything. I mean, like, at this point, I might have to freaking mortgage the house, and just throw it in there and just pray for the rest of the year, because I can't think of any other asset class that has as much freaking, momentum than the precious metals right now, and explicitly silver, platinum, gold. Gold could have very easily broken 5K today, very easily. It just needed to go up another like percent, or like 0.5% from where it was when we were looking at it, and it could barely go up 1 percentage point, if not even that. yet silver can break through on a 7.3% growth day. It's almost like it almost wanted to like throw up the middle finger to all the haters out there, right? Like it's just it's just insane. I mean, I genuinely am a little bit shocked at how strong it pushed through today. Could Monday be a red day and we retract back under? Maybe, but at this point, does anyone believe that it's going to stay there for longer than a day or two if it does fall back some? I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it. This is absolutely crazy times that we're in right now. It's 48-1. Now bring that 15-1. Brilliance. You're looking more right than I am, that's for sure. Like and subscribe to push silver to 150. Yeah, exactly. Share the video with a friend and silver goes up another $1 on Monday, right? Crazy. MT's trading. What's up? Take $1 million line of credit, buy silver and sell at $500 per ounce. I bought 40 kilos. Yeah, you said that yesterday too, man. That's great job. 40 kilos at $26 an ounce. You hit a little 4-piece, huh? A little 4x of your money there. I mean, fantastic job, MTS trading. Good work on that one. Nice job, man. Congratulations, dude. You closed on a new high candle. Dude, bet it gaps open. Shiny Rock Syndicate. I mean, we got a little bit of stuff going on with it. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it jumps up like 104, like right at the open, you know, Sunday evening. Always be buying, always buying silver. Yeah, there's a lot of ABS out there for sure. So I don't even know. I just dumped some silver on the countertop here because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to get all fancy with it. I literally just dumped tubes, just dumping tubes onto the counter. Like, this will make for a good demo. You know, now we've got to figure out, is there any real resistance, like serious resistance level? Has anyone found anything that indicates that there would be a legitimate resistance level from here on out? I don't know. I might start becoming one of those annoying channels that just all I do. Oh, I forgot to update my prices. That's crazy. I should have done that. I might have to just become one of those channels that all we do now is we just go straight on full hype train until we see a reason not to, because it's just too good right now. It's too good to talk bad about. You know what I mean? It's like this is. I was trying to do everything I could to be sort of like level about it and like take my time and like think about it. No, I just don't see it anymore. I don't see where it breaks down anymore. Even when I tried to just make something up to be like, oh, let's find some sort of like counter argument to the boost, you know, to the excitement, and then I try that and I do that and I try to like think of any kind of rational reason why it wouldn't work, and then boom, it just literally tells me to shut up. You're wrong. You're wrong, son. Anyway, I updated the prices, so maybe the marquee will update up there for you guys. This is absolutely insane. Hey. And on a Friday, it's like, oh, it must be another day that ends in Y. Silver's up 3%. It's just insane, man. There's no resistance. We're in price discovery, going straight to $500 Mogo. I can't argue it anymore, man. I've tried. I've made my argument and my argument and my argument, and I was just proven wrong. Whoa. I was just proven wrong today. You know what I mean? Like, I try to think of anything I could think of to prove that there was going to be a resistance level at $100, and we had resistance for like, like 4 or 5 hours. That was it. And then as soon as we started getting into the Western markets, it just was straight up. It's crazy. No pushback on silver. I think it will pull back a little bit, but keep going up. Yep. I think at this point we're all on board with that. I'm not stopping. I'm not even gonna blink an eye anymore until we're past 150 at this point this year. I can't see anything. Like, all the things that I said that I'm concerned about with March and the COMEX, all those things that I was talking about. Like, I was pulling up some reports today just to talk about this, guys. It just corroborates the evidence. Like, it just keeps stacking. Like, I thought the jump to 100 was going to be because of the March contracts. Now, hell, that might be the 200 level that we have that face there. Once that whole system breaks down. So I'm going to look into that with you guys today. We'll talk about the deliveries that have been happening in all the different metals futures. So the things that are standing for delivery, we'll talk about what's going on out there. I'm fishing. I am fishing right now for anything that could indicate to me that there's going to be some sort of resistance that like legitimately pulls silver back down, and I am just not finding it anywhere. So again, I'm welcome to anybody else's discovery and, you know, conversation around that. Reckless Collections, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. Thanks for also the discussion in the Discord over there as well. Oh man, what do we got? Proven long is true too. Proven wrong, proven long. Is that what we're saying? This is the truth prevailing. Print more paper, no problem. Buy more silver at some point. There's going to be an economic collapse. Buy oil and energy. Yeah, oil. Actually, I mean, obviously I don't want barrels of oil and stuff, but I've been buying energy stocks and oil stocks and things like that, and those have been doing well. Mogo, unfortunately, you can't link videos. There's going to be no way for me to get your video. Video links do not work, so you're going to have to find some clever way to type out the link or join the Discord and drop it in the Discord, and we can look at it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely understand, you know, like there's a lot of videos out there, a lot of people discussing the idea that we're in price discovery, and absolutely, you know, we are. Like, we have been in for a while. It's just, man, I convinced myself at this point that we were going to have just some level of wrecking, you know, just respecting that $100 mark, and we didn't. We just literally just kicked it to the curb and marched on. Pretty impressive. And if we can do that at 100, I mean, I don't think I was the only channel talking about 100 being a resistance level. I think I've heard some of the bigger channels discussing that as well. I've heard some of the, you know, the bigger economic channels even talking about wanting to see what happens at 100. And I would imagine that the consensus now has shifted, that you know, I know it's just one day, it's just a few hours, right? But man, what an impressive one day and few hours. So price is just, it's no longer connected. It's no longer connected to anything rational in my mind. It's just over. It's over. Could it be all the foreign banks being short and covers? Well, I've got that information up here, Shiny Rock Syndicate. Like I can see right here, right? That's what this document that I pulled up is. It's the this is the list of the banks and institutions that are betting against silver and betting for silver and standing for delivery and not. So it's, I mean, I've got it all. We're gonna look at it, but you know, I've got it for platinum, copper, silver, gold, everything, and we can look at it in real time and see how many month to date. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, 8,826 month to date stopped futures for silver. That is a massive number of contracts, guys. This month has been huge for silver contracts going to delivery. That's 5,000 times 8,826 ounces of silver. That is just crazy. And you know, your Bank of America, I don't know what Bank of America is made out of, but they seem to be like every month just shelling out. Oh man, look, Scotia Capital had to deliver 1,005 contracts. I mean, what is this? Gold. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it. I don't know. What's up, Vegas Stacker? How are you doing, sir? Thanks for being here. What's your Discord, Mogo? It is in, if you click on the description of this video or my channel, you do that, like click that more button, you will see a URL to join the Discord. You can drop links in there, but they don't come through on the YouTube will automatically censor the links. I have a fire going, and now I'm going to make some homemade applesauce with my leftover apples. Save more money to keep up with these prices. Yeah, Penny Scout. Now, I like what you're doing with your apple homesteading and stuff. It's good stuff. Apple butter, applesauce, very, very good. Howdy, folks. TFT's back in the house. And we got a lot of the Discord guys here. Appreciate you guys. We are making money paying. So I mean, we're making money on paper, unless you're selling. So you guys all hear the message. You guys have all heard the news, right? That you can't sell 90% silver anywhere, right? That nobody wants 90% silver, this and that. Has anybody else heard that? Or am I the only one that hears that? Look, Stapler Stapler tells us that every time somebody hits the like button, an American silver eagle falls from the sky and gets its wings. So if there's any other reason to click the like button, it would be just to keep giving American silver eagles wings, baby. That's it. Man, this is just, I don't even know where to go from here. This is exciting. We're gonna give a second to digest a little bit here the pricing, but who here, I mean, legitimate question, who here, let's say July of 2024, thought that we would be sitting here at the beginning of 2026 talking about $100 an ounce silver? That is crazy. I haven't tried to sell anything. AI guy is our Discord model. Yeah, that was AI guy. Hey, remember Asian AI guy was in the channel one day. I don't know what that was about. I want it. The market is closed. It closes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this one will open back up 6 p.m. on 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday will be the next time the market opens. So yeah, it's basically, I think there's a little bit of like a break in between the overnight, where they take like a lunch break or something. But for the most part, the market's open like 23 hours. So it's quite a bit. Christmas of 2025, I think like we would be ending January 26th with 100 plus. Yeah. Remember Christmas of 2025? We were like, wasn't that when we had that crazy burst to 80? I remember going to the coin shop on Christmas weekend, like the day or two after Christmas, buying silver at I think $78 an ounce, and just feeling like an idiot because I bought so much. But I was like, whatever, it helps this local coin shop out. Prices aren't great, but I'll just buy some. And here we are now, like that has already gone up like almost what 45% since I bought it. And just you cannot, this is it feels unsustainable. I shouldn't say it's not sustainable because I've been proven wrong a time and again and again and again and again and again, but it feels that way. But here it goes. Refiners and wholesalers quit buying 90% again, along with 1 ounce bars, 5 ounce bars, and odd weight. Yeah, refiners are backed up. It's not that. So the thing is, guys, so inherently when you hear these stories about these refineries no longer taking all this silver, it's not because there's like it makes you think, oh, there must not be that much demand for it because the refiners aren't taking it. If there was this massive demand, the refineries would take it, right? That's what like your initial thought process is, but it's the exact opposite. The problem is that their facility capacity cannot keep up with the quantity of silver they need to refine. They have silver up to like, some of them up to 6 months worth of silver by weight that they can refine in that time period. They literally can't take more. So they're having to like, they can't just keep shelling out money to all these different people, constantly buying their stuff in an unlimited supply, and they can't get caught up. And they can't just go and like flip a switch and expand their capacity and their refining capabilities by twofold, you know, in a month or two. Like they have to build out the entire facility to be able to refine these metals and to get them into the COMEX size, you know, whatever 1,000 ounce bars and stuff. So that's the problem. The demand is absolutely there. The demand is unlike anything we've ever seen before in the silver market. Like you can look at this stuff yourself. You can go on the CMM group and look at the COMEX futures and look at the quantity being purchased. At this point, nobody seems to know who is actually purchasing all this silver, but people are purchasing it and they are standing for delivery of it. It is insane. When you see this stopped, okay, right here, when you see the stopped on these contracts, these are contracts. So this one is copper. I don't know how well you guys can see this. This isn't the most like clear document I've ever pulled up with coloring, but this is just a PDF, so I can't do too much to it. But if you're looking at this issued, right, these are the people that are issuing the contracts, and the stopped are the people that are taking the delivery of these contracts. So you can see here with gold, Bank of America Securities, their securities firm took, you know, basically 988 contracts to delivery. So we can go down here, we can look at copper, we can look at platinum, and this is just for like yesterday. So these numbers seem big. These are like, this is just what's updating today. There's silver right here, okay? The settlement is at 95.97 US dollars. So this is already $5 an ounce back of spot. Every contract is 5,000 ounces. JP Morgan is taking 156 to delivery. Bank of America is paying out 233, which means if I can find out how much Bank of America theoretically lost here on this silver trade by going 233 times 5,000 equals 1,165,000. Now, if I multiply that by the difference between silver price and the settlements time price at 95.97 to today's price of 103, let's just call it $7. I can multiply that now, every one of those ounces, by $7, and we're looking at a net negative of 8,155,000. Now, for Bank of America, that's nothing. That's like you and I dropping a nickel down the drain, you know, in the subway, right? That money means nothing to Bank of America, but that's just a lot, man. That's a lot of silver, and the silver's just being gobbled up, man. It's just being gobbled up. Month to date, 8,826 contracts stopped. That's a lot of silver. So this is historic numbers. Like we've never, for the month of January, annualized, like year over year for that month of January, this is like, I don't even know, 2 to 3 times the previous year for the month, and this month's not even out. And then it's like 5 or 6 times the amount that happened in 2024. It's crazy. All right, let me get caught up on what you guys were saying. I wanted to kind of cover that. Time to open a refinery. Yeah, but oh, here's the thing though, TFT. Where are you going to get the equipment? Probably from China, right? Are you going to just order all your stuff from China and get it shipped over and pay all the tariffs? And I mean, I don't know. I brought it up in the Discord. I'll say it again here. My LCS refused to trade silver for gold today. He said he has too much silver inventory and the refiner needs to catch up, so temporary hold. Yeah, I've heard that before, Logan. I've heard that, Logan. I will tell y'all this. I sold silver today. I actually sold silver today. I've been selling off the 90% Washington quarters. I don't even consider them part of my inventory. So I sold 90% Washington quarters. What do you guys think I got for them? I mean, I'm just trying to prove the point that there are places to sell your silver if you want to. And I'm going to take that 90% Washington quarters that I sold. I'm going to convert it into platinum, I think. That's where I'm going to go next. That's all bad. I just traded today. It was a small trade though. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got like different. I have heard what Logan's talking about. I have heard that from other LCSs as well. $150 is my next price coming soon. Yeah, I mean, Elon will build a refinery. He probably should at this point. It wouldn't be a bad business venture. You know, you've at least got like a year of surplus, right? If you go to TradingView and go to the smooth chart, 3-month chart, just look at the buying volume for silver. I've never seen a big green, buying volume candle that big. Yeah, so, are you talking about, let me go up. I mean, there's a lot of volume. There's definitely a lot of volume. This is such a stupid chart. Here, this is the last time we talked. The last time I talked with you guys about my trading view. Look where our lines were at. That's where I was making trades, where I was buying and selling, right? This is the last place I was trading. It wasn't even that long ago. What is this? January 20th, 2026, where I shorted, closed it, opened it, closed it. So that little trade right there. And let's look at where we're at right now. I mean, that's a lot of that's a lot of happy-go-lucky volume. Now, if I'm gonna look at the RSI and the MACD, I would say, boys, we're way overbought. I mean, this chart here is indicating to me that it might be looking for a red day coming up soon here, but it's okay. 76 times face, quarter, 55 times face. Good guesses, good guesses. So I sold my quarters for 65 times face. 65 times face. So I'm pretty happy with that. I sold $6. $6 face at 65 face. So that's where we're at. But my point is just that, again, you know, there's more than one way to trade and sell and things like that. And sometimes, you know, if one door closes, make sure that you're looking around for other ones. You know what I mean? build your network, build your outlets, because you never know when you might actually need to sell something or trade something, and you want to just know where you're going right there. I don't see the giant candle that you're talking about, Mogo, but I do see like a crazy. Maybe are you on like the one day level, or what are you looking at? Like here, maybe. That was the hourly earlier, but yeah, it's just, I mean, this is just massive. It's just massive volume altogether, for sure. How dare you going old school cast iron? That is Campfire Smelter Inc. I bought mining stocks in 2020. What do I think about that? I think it was really smart, brilliant. I mean, there's not much to say. If you bought mining stocks in 2020, you have to be killing it right now. You have to be. And as long as you didn't sell them in 2020, you know what I mean? I'm looking at I've got a lot of, not a lot, but I've got some of the miner stocks myself that have already doubled my money that I put into them. And I actually sold some today. I sold 50% of my portion of Hecla mining today because I have already doubled the money. So now I'm just gonna free ride whatever's left, and I'll probably, you know, on our next big down day, if we have like a 4 or 5% down day in silver and Hecla drops, you know, 8 to 10%, I'll probably, again, not, hold on, where's the disclaimer? Where's the old disclaimer? Here we go. But yeah, that on the next big down day, I'll probably buy multiple options and then just ride them up for the next month, and then offload them and just move that money into gold or platinum. But yeah, we'll see. Silver is real money. There you go. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that are real money right now. It's just any kind of asset. Physical assets are real money at the end of the day. The moon is made of silver. Let's go. It might have to be. We might have to go put our refineries on this moon or something. My LCS buys at 54, sells at 65. I bought Mercury yesterday at 65. You got a good price. Thanks, Rodney. Yeah, I mean, I was just threw a price out there, and people were interested, you know. And just, again, the point is there are still people that want your silver. It just may not be your local coin shop, because your local coin shop is having to buy from everybody in the community, right? And they're getting a whole bunch of crap they don't want. If you find the right outlets, you can sell what people want to the people that want it, right? Dragoon, Becky, look at those bars. I like big bars, and I cannot lie. That's what it feels like. This is crazy. Well, I mean, we got the celebratory silver going on up here. What are you guys thinking? You guys having a celebration tonight? You gonna get some Wild Turkey 101? I put that in the community post. Like, the only proper way to celebrate $101 silver is to pop out some Wild Turkey 101. In fact, I just now remembered I was supposed to go and make a new whatever they call it, thumbnail, just for this live stream. I totally forgot to do it. Tommy Bush, thanks for the subscription, sir. Welcome to the channel. All right, metal issues. So yeah, silver is crazy. Platinum, look at the platinum trade. This is kind of interesting, guys. Hold on. Can we read into this? Copper being traded pretty well. Gold being traded pretty heavily. I wonder if there's an opportunity here right now. Because we look at platinum, that's only one contract for this time period, where others have thousands. It almost feels like the big money is just too busy with gold and silver that they're kind of ignoring platinum this last couple weeks here. There might be an opportunity there. I don't know. One contract. So you're telling me there's a chance. All right. Yeah, I might be sticking it in some platinum this week and just write it out. I mean, I know it went up quite a bit today, and it goes up quite a bit often, but it seems to be chasing, platinum seems to really be chasing silver pretty hard there. I mean, that 5.5% today, it just, every time I see this number, I'm like, why didn't I buy last week? Why didn't I buy last week? And then it goes up again, and then it's going to be 3,000. I'm going to be like, why didn't I buy last week? I feel like I should just kind of bite the bullet and grab another ounce or two, and then just call it a day. It is what it is. But yeah, silver's fun. Are any of you guys shifting to fractional silver? I'm curious, because we have we have a situation where, you know, $100 silver is kind of no joke for an ounce. And let's be real, you're probably paying more like 105 if you're buying right now, maybe 108. Not even talking about Eagles, just basic, basic silver. So I was looking at today purchasing half-ounce silver pieces to be around $50. I feel like it's a pretty good sizing. 1 grammers are too small. 1/10 are kind of small. Even though they're $10, they're just kind of small. So I was looking at the half-ounce size, but the premiums on them, it's basically valuing silver right now at $110 an ounce. And that was when silver was around $100 an ounce. So we're looking at almost a 10% premium, to purchase half ouncers. Oh, my thing blew open. You can't even see it. It just absolutely melted away. Just a pile of silver on the desk. So I don't know if I'm comfortable still paying 10% premiums to get something in a small denomination yet. If it were closer to what the 1 ouncers were selling for, I probably would just pull the trigger. So I'll wait a little bit and see what happens. But yeah, it is crazy to me that's the price. I even have silver eagles down at the bottom of this pile. I've got this pile is so thick. Look at this. If we dig through this pile of coins, we got silver eagles down there. I'm gonna have to go. I just didn't even care. I'm just gonna sort this later. Sorry, I'm playing with my silver. Hope you guys don't mind. Yeah, I don't know about that elemental and elemental. I don't know if they are buying right now, Stapler. They a lot of them have kind of said that they're gonna delay, or they're not taking certain sizes and stuff. So maybe you can, maybe you can't. I mean, I don't personally have a refinery. I don't have refinery accounts set up and stuff. Good evening from Colorado Springs. Big Green Stacker back in the house. Thank you, brother. So junk for 65 was below melt yesterday by a little. Yeah, no, you're saying what you were buying it for. Yeah, I got you. Can't get Morgans for that though. Morgans in Fort Worth are 75 and more. Rodney, okay, copy that. I do have some Morgans and peace dollars. That's probably gonna be the next 90% silver that I sell. Again, I'm not that's not part of my stacking strategy. Is, you know, I had some dimes, some Barber dimes, I had some Washington quarters, I have some, you know, Morgans and peace dollars that I just bought because they were super cheap, you know, sometime last year when I was buying silver. And I was like, oh, I'll just buy some, why not? I think I got them for like $30 a pop or something like that. And so now we're sitting here and they're not part of my stacking goals, so why not just get rid of them and cycle it into something else? I mean, I've also spent a lot of time this week listing some other collectibles and things in my house, and I don't know if you guys are doing the same. I mean, maybe kind of encourage you probably to think about this, but you know, now might be the time to sell stuff in your house that you don't need. You know, if you got like an old exercise bike, or you got an old couch or an old TV that you really don't care about, you don't need, maybe you offload it on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, get some quick cash, and then just go down to the local coin shop and purchase some silver, work out a deal with them because they're having a hard time selling their silver, and just trade stuff that you don't need for silver or gold. You know, I mean, this might be the time to do that. I'm turning into this. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to just be the bull. Take it stonks to the moon right now. I don't know what else to do. I can't be a hater. I can't talk bad about silver right now. I'm too excited about where we're going, and I think that there's just really is kind of right now, as you guys have all been talking about, this price discovery, the sky's kind of the limit right now. It really is. And to me, $150, like I'm not gonna get excited for 110, to be honest with you. 110, I think, is gonna come and go in the next couple of weeks, and we're gonna be like, yeah, cool, great. You know, it's only gonna be a 7% move from here on. We can definitely do that in a week, what I've seen lately. So I mean, I think there was somebody on Twitter that posted something like the quantity of days every $10 increment from like $40 or $50, and you know how massive it took, like 15 days or whatever to go from like 90 to 100 or whatever it was. Like, it's just crazy. And here we are. I'm truly not going to be, I'm not even going to bat an eye at 110 anymore. I don't think I'm gonna care again until we're pushing the doors of 150, and then honestly, that'll probably be March now. I have to retract my original statement of thinking that $100 was gonna be in March 18th. I'm definitely wrong. I'm in the same sell some stuff that I haven't used in a while and transition to silver. I mean, why not? This is the time to do it. I'm selling, like, used to have a whole bunch of collectibles that had been just basically sitting in binders and sitting on the shelf and sitting on the desk and sitting on, you know, walls and stuff. And I'm just going through it. I'm selling all of it. I mean, I've sold a very significant amount of stuff in the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to be cycling it. I think I'm going to cycle it into silver or platinum. That's it. You know, it feels crazy. It feels crazy. A pawn shop will buy Q2 for gold and silver. Oh, that's cool. So you can take your firearms Heckleback to your pawn shop and they'll trade you gold and silver for it. That's actually not a bad idea. I got a few of those extra too. That's crazy. LCS was not taking sterling, and he said junk silver is not far behind. Yeah, it's because the LCSs just can't safely take something that they can't for sure offload to the refineries and wholesalers. So if the refineries and the wholesalers aren't taking junk and 90% and sterling and all that stuff, they for sure, they can't just keep doing it. You know, it's just too risky for them because not enough people are walking through the doors and buying it. That's the problem. What can we find here on the Comex site here? Go to data. Hold on. Let's see. Real-time data, volume, and open interest. See if I can remember how to get to my point here. Bear with me, guys. Talk amongst yourself real quick. Trying to find. Don't spend a lot of time on this site. Yeah, probably need to do this offline. I'm trying to find. Continuous price series, metals, rolling futures indices, volatility index. Here. You can get real-time data through the API. I didn't know they had an API. All right, I am not finding what I wanted to make. Sorry for the pause in talking and stuff here. I'm trying to figure out where I can find the data that I want. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. So the estimated volumes prior day. Okay, we have gone up. We still see, it still says 0 deliveries. This is so crazy. I wonder if they're actually stopping deliveries right now. I'm hearing, let me get caught up. Sorry. Lots of I told you so's coming from me right now. Lots of you were right, Dad, over here. I'm hearing I should have listened. I should have bought. I mean, I can still talk like, hey, I think things are gonna go down at some point, and I'm still buying. Like I've been buying. I've had silver incoming for it's probably 6 months straight. So I've always been buying. I just shift sometimes to more gold from silver, or I just do less than I was. So I went pretty crazy in December, actually. So I mean, I think most of us in this channel have done fairly well with the value of silver. But all right, here we go. The contracts are going up. All right, so this is kind of something that, again, we can keep looking at this volume report of contracts.
Stay a while and listen.
Jay Hike, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. This is an exciting day for everybody. So we are looking here, and look, each month's contracts have gone up except August, which is kind of interesting. It means more, just there's still buyers in the market. There's still people that are digging their heels in. So we've got 493. Again, I don't know where the deliveries have gone. I almost feel like they've just stopped reporting the deliveries, because there were deliveries, now they're gone. So I don't know what's going on. But these at close are the ones that, if these sustain, if they actually keep these to close, then they're taking physical delivery of these silver. And if otherwise, they could roll it into the next month. They could cash settle, sell the contract, and things like that. So there's a lot of options that they can do here, and we'll see kind of what they do. But this one, last time, remember we looked at it, this one was down below 99,000. It looks like over the last few days, it's prepped back up to where March is now back over 102,000 contracts. And it is just, I do not have 100-ounce bars. The largest bars I was buying were kilos, and I actually sold my kilos a while back. So I do not have any 100-ounce bars. I have a crap load of bars and eagles, so constitutional at a discount of spot is cool with me. I'm in it for, yeah, Rodney, dude, Rodney, that's exactly, I mean, this is all the pure stuff right here, right? Just throw 10-ounce bar on there. There, that's a 10-ounce bar. There's one. I just kind of threw them in there, but Rodney, I'm doing the same thing. I don't even have my constitutional out because there's nowhere to put it in the frame, but I do have a bunch of half dollars, and that's kind of what I'm collecting. So 100 ounce or 1,000 ounce bars, geez. But yeah, we're back over 102,000 contracts on the March. So I'm still sticking to my guns that I still think that this is going to be the silver D-Day. And I don't mean that as in like silver gets defeated. I mean that as in the COMEX is like just not going to be able to handle what's going to happen in March. This is a historic amount of contracts. I don't know about during 1980s and stuff with all the, you know, the Hunt brother crap that they were doing. I don't have that data, so if somebody else does, let me know. But I mean, we're going from, you just look at the ramp up to March, and this is going to be what we need to really keep our eye on, is what happens through the month of March as these contracts. I mean, a lot of the guys, a lot of these contracts, the 100,000 contracts, we've been watching this for about 3 weeks, and there were over 100,000 3 weeks ago. What was the price of silver 3 weeks ago? Like, a lot of these contracts, man, they must be massively in the green for these ounces of silver from what the price was back at, like, what, 75 or $80, and now we're at 103. So why wouldn't they, you know, I mean, they're gonna take, a lot of them are gonna take cash. The vast majority of these are going to go ahead and just do like a cash settle or roll the contract. But there will still be some that will take the physical metals. So if these are like, I don't know, central banks or foreign entities trying to like sure up their, you know, supply or something for their country's industrial uses or something, I don't know. Nobody really knows exactly who is doing all this buying of these contracts. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of silver. It's gonna be a lot of silver coming out of this COMEX in March. So that's really the next point of I don't know, constraint that we have to break through. But yeah, there's kind of some information out there for you. Again, I think I'm gonna kind of play around in platinum for like a week or two and see what's going on there, especially since I saw that there's only been like really one contract being traded here. So not much action in the platinum world for the last couple of days here. So maybe it's just being ignored for a short period of time and we can hop in there and get some for ourselves. Copper still being heavily traded. Copper had a great day today. We didn't even talk about the base metals, but did it retract? It did retract. Wow, it retracted quite a bit. Copper at some point during the day was actually, like, I think it was pretty high up. Yeah. What time was that? So, oh, it had a pretty big pullback actually. It went from $5.88 down to, what was it saying over here? $4? $5.78. This chart is not representing what these numbers say right now. So that's kind of weird. But I'll just ignore that for now. I don't know what's going on. Do kilo bars trigger at 10.99? No, no. I mean of gold, yeah. So I think the 1099. It's not a 1099. So 1099. Are you talking about like? Okay. Are you talking about like if you do like a private sale on like a money transfer site like Venmo, PayPal, whatever? If that happens, then theoretically, yes. If it's over $600, I believe it will be reported on a 1099 from that transfer site to the IRS. So anything technically over $600 in one transaction will probably do that. Is that what you're asking? But the form for like I can't remember, it's like a 1055B or whatever it is, where you fill it out if you do an exchange for $10,000 of like cash or something, or $10,000 transaction. That's, you know, that's where gold is having to like get prepared for. But a kilo is only like 32.5 ounces or something like that. So you're not going to get it from that. Hope that helps. But I mean, technically, Rodney, all income is supposed to be reported to the IRS. You just have to get an accountant to work out figuring out what was actually like income and profit versus not, you know what I mean? Welcome back. You're needing some bread dough. Excellent. Hey, all of a sudden our chat bot is starting to work again. Look at that. I have no idea what changed, but here it is. Probably an LCS or AppMex. Yeah, so if you're selling, I don't think the LCS, honestly, I don't think the LCS is going to fill out the 1099 for the sale. Most likely the LCS is going to just hand you cash or write you a check. Again, you're responsible for reporting your income, right? So you'll need to do that. But yeah, there's a reason why a lot of people are buying fractional gold. There's a reason why people do keep transactions, you know, on the lower end. You know, you sell pieces, you don't sell big chunks and stuff like that, or you trade. There's a big reason why people trade, right? Basically people trying not to like trigger, you know, a taxable event, you know, the best that they can. But yeah, the rule is that you got to report your income to your federal and state, Rodney. That's the official channel response. Okay. Forbidden Planet, welcome back, buddy. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. I'm so happy with literally doing nothing. Technology is weird sometimes. Doing nothing, and all of a sudden my chat is all working properly again. Look at that. Who just joined us? Welcome, TVM. Thanks for subscribing. There's really not really much rhyme or reason for today's content. We already kind of went over some of the futures contracts from the CEM group, and again, my eye now is on March. I don't care about anything until March, and by March we'll probably be pushing $150 silver at this point. That's my guess. I thought it was gonna be 100. I was wrong. It's gonna be much higher, I think. So I am now the bull all day long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, until I see something definitive. I mean, even if we have it's crazy, guys. Even if we have a 20% drop in price, we're still only where we were a month ago. Has that let that sink in? You know what I mean? Has anybody thought about that? We could take a 20% drop in price from today's prices. It would be considered like, if we had a 20% price fall in 1 or 2 days, the national media, who has been silent about gold and silver's run up, would all of a sudden, they would be saying, oh my gosh, the biggest collapse in silver's history, losing $20 in a day. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, this hasn't happened for 20 years. And it would be the biggest news story because they would jump on the opportunity to talk about how bad things were, that the prices were collapsing. Think about that. I know I'm not wrong either. So, but if that were to happen, we would fall to like $81 an ounce, which is I don't even know, when was it? When were we last at $81 an ounce? Serious question here. I mean, December, maybe December 25th. Let's go find out. Let's go find out. Where were we at $81? I mean, jeez. We're gonna have to go. Let's go to the month. It's taking too long. Here it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was wrong. So if we had a 20% dip in the current price, the current value of silver per ounce, we would go all the way back to ancient times of January 9th, 2026. That's it. Like that to me would be like a pullback that would be like pretty monumental, and it's not even that big of a deal. And how many of you seriously right now, how many of you, if we fell 20% in like a week and we fell to $80, how many of you are going to freak out and sell everything and like run away from silver? And how many of you are going to be like, you know what? This is my opportunity to buy a lot more. I think I know what the retail side would be doing, right? There isn't an indicator for chaos. It can do anything. Yeah, you're exactly right, Shiny Rock Syndicate. Right now we are in uncharted waters. And I am just all bullish right now, man. I am all bullish until I see a week or two of just straight red. And then I'm probably going to be like, I'm going to go buy $5,000 worth of silver and then wait and see what happens, right? What kind of, hey, Forbidden, I'll make a profit. When we get to $1,000 silver, I might work with a couple of you guys and we rent a big, huge, maybe we go rent out the Bitmore or something in South Carolina. And we go throw a party, because we'll all be, I think, pretty wealthy if it gets to that point. We'll see what happens. I'm subscribing. Thanks, Rodney. Appreciate you. What part of the country are you in? I am on the East Coast. East Coast, Beast Coast over there. We're getting ramped up. I've already got like a lot of survival supplies and stuff like that. So we drove out to have some dinner tonight as a family. And while we were driving out there, we have like a Walmart, a Sam's Club, like a Costco, like all those types of places are all right next to each other, right? And I tell you what, oh my God, the parking lot, the cars were wrapped so deep that they were wrapped through the entire parking lot, through the drive-through, like the lane, the road that was designated to drive to Sam's Club and like Walmart and all that.
And listen.
They were completely backed up to the street light, and then all the way from the street light, like here's the street light, here's like my fist is like the stores, there's the road, there's the street light. It was all the way up the street light too, waiting to turn in. Now we've got all of our supplies from days ago, we're fine, but that was crazy, wasn't it? Anyway, it's madhouse out there getting ready for these storms on the East Coast. Try D, what's up? Hey, I'm kind of a noob. Can someone explain how the process hasn't moved for this long? Is it normal to sit stable this long after such a price increase? We definitely talk about that a lot. Trade E, so you're in the right place. Thanks for being here. David Velch, thanks for a subscription as well. North Star Stacker, hello. How are you? Welcome. We're looking at this right now. So we can all, Lee Chevry, what's up? I would not sell, but I would be pay off and buying at the same time. Lee Chevry, would you really be mad though? It would only fall back like 14 days, 2 weeks. We could take a 20% cut and we would only go back 2 weeks of time in the price history. Like, that's not that much. It's not like we're falling back and we're losing 15 years or, whatever. Okay, Brilliance. Calm it down. $2,000 silver. I can't be putting that in the channel yet. I can't be putting that in the channel description. We can't be talking about 2,000 yet, okay? Let's get to 200 first, all right, big dog? All right, Stardust Metals, welcome. You're not late. You're not late. You're like a wizard. You're right on time, baby. Buy. Yeah, you know it.
Buy.
Buy. There we are. We are there. All right, so Trady was talking about this, so it's something worth talking about. I think it's worth talking about. Let's go ahead and zoom it on in here. So actually, you know what might be better for you, Trady? Let's go the 1 year mark. Trady is asking, and we all kind of can talk about it, but he's saying, right, this is 2022. 2024, right? And we started going up $24. So what he's asking us to explain is this right here, right? If we went this long and longer, we could actually go, you guys want to go further back? Go 5 years back. Go even further back. This is what I think Tradee's looking at. He's saying, guys, what's going on here with this? In 2014, right? You're over here at like 19 bucks or 18 bucks. All the way to 2024, 10 years, this whole decade. That's a decade, right? There's my numbers. 10 years. Silver is trading between like $15 an ounce and $25 an ounce. So what's the deal? Like, how can we trust the pricing that is now, exponentially grown that quickly? Well, you see, the rules and regulations only pertain to you and me. They do not pertain to the massive banks that can actually control and manipulate prices by purchasing basically or selling short a crap load of contracts, driving the price of metals down, pocketing wealth from that, letting it go up a little bit, and then pummeling it down again, making tons of money, paying paltry little fines, and moving on. If you or I were to do something like that, all hell would break loose, and we would be fined and imprisoned, and they'd lock us up and throw away the keys. But if you have trillions of dollars, you can do whatever you want. That's kind of the thing. Starting to buy copper bullion, kilo bars from the Germanium Mint. Anyone else? John, like, that's not my style. I'm not buying copper like that. 10-ounce bar, copper bar. I'm not stacking copper. We're gonna need a bigger desk. Hold on. Here, I'll put this guy over here. You can see its magnificent size right there. I don't stack copper. I also have like $35 in copper pennies and things like that. I do believe in copper. I do think copper's got a good opportunity to go up, but I'm just not into stacking because it's just too much weight right now. So I figure with like 50, 60 pounds of copper, if copper ever gets to like $100 an ounce, I'm sitting pretty good. I'll be okay, right? I'm good. Like, I don't need to have like 1,000 pounds, in the garage or anything like that. I think I'm fine. But I do trade copper actively as well. I have my hot tub time machine set for 2025 January buying frenzy leash every. There you go, buddy. It's like, if we could just go back to January 9th of 2026. No, you know what I mean? Not even 2025, but if we could just go back to January 2026, we could make, 25% in 2 weeks. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just it actually is kind of crazy if you really think about it. Same with the Walmart in Fort Worth. If you see a Texas plate on an icy road, watch out. Yeah, I bet. In fairness, I grew up in Texas, Rodney. I grew up in Texas, and actually, I was able to drive pretty well in the snow up here when I moved here because I used to go off-roading all the time, mudding and stuff, driving through, all sorts of dirt and mud and everything back when I was a kid. So I was pretty used to driving without total control and, turning into, my slides and stuff like that. So I was pretty good when I came up here. So not all Texans suck at the snow is what I'm getting at. Dragoon, I remember 10 days ago when I called 100 ounces, you didn't believe me. I didn't say I didn't believe you. I just didn't think it was going to happen yet. I genuinely didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen closer to March. I really did. But I mean, the writing was on the wall. Let's be real. Like, I was just trying to find some reason to argue against this crazy rally. But now I'm done, man. I'm done fighting the fight. I'm not holding the line anymore. Silver can just go. It can just go up. It can go to 150. Again, I don't care about anything until we get to 150. That's my next price point that I care about. Everything else in between that is just, you know what? Just another day that ends in Y. Silver's gone up 3%. Whoop-de-doo, it's crazy. I don't need pallets. What's up? The real Mike Petty. Mike Petty. Type in banks ranked by derivatives to see the banks that shorted silver. Yeah, Forbidden. You mentioned that last couple times you were here. Like, I can search it for us, see what it comes up with. But the thing is, though, the one thing that we can't tell with that, though, Forbidden Planet, is you can be long and short at the same time. Does that make sense? So, like, I can, let's say I went out there and I bought 500 contracts of silver, right? And I locked in, let's just say, $20 of profit per ounce per contract. You get what I'm saying? So what I can do is, if I want to keep riding that contract out and let it keep going up, what I can also do, I can lock in all of it. Like, let's maybe, I don't know, maybe you can't close it or whatever reason. I can, at the same time, I could basically get the short position or buy puts of it, right? Kind of thing. And I can now, like, if it goes down, I make the money. And if it goes up, I make the money. So you basically lock in your valuation right there. So you can be long and short in things at the exact same time. And then you can also do like straddles where you take the same price point, right? And as long as it moves one way, left or right, you make money. If it stays stagnant, you kind of lose your initial investment, right? So like there's different strategies that you can do. And I would imagine these highly sophisticated, intelligent banks that are dealing with trillions and trillions of dollars, I have a hard time believing any of them can't figure out how to make money no matter which way the wind blows. The only time they seem to lose money is when they issue debts to people that can't repay them. You know what I mean? But when they're handling their own money, they seem to do just fine. Hell, these banks make more money in overdraft fees and credit card interest than they could probably ever lose on the metals markets these days. So I don't think it really matters if they're like losing money on these contracts. At the end of the day, they just want to. You know what I mean? Like they will do whatever they need to do to make money. I didn't think we'd have Friday close at 100 blows that easy without another paper push. The real Mike Petty, I'm right there with you. I've talked about that a couple times on this channel. Is like I was in the exact same position that you're talking about. I was like, I thought $100 an ounce was going to absolutely punch us in the mouth like Mike Tyson, and we would have to fight for our lives to stay above 100. And here was the fight. You guys want to see how long the fight lasted at 100? Hold on, it's right here. It's really long. Here's how long the fight lasted. Didn't we have like a pop over like for a second? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it was like legit. Hold on. We can find the fight right here. It was like 2 hours, and that was it. That was our resistance at 100, and it never looked back. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. I truly didn't think that was gonna be what we were. I just didn't think it was gonna do that. But here it is, right here. The resistance level at $100 an ounce. That I was convinced there was going to be just such. I thought we were gonna do something like that. I thought we were gonna go up and we were gonna bink all the way back down like here, and then we were gonna have to like fight our way back up. I thought it was gonna look like that. Nope, it did like that. I wish I had pallets of bullion copper. John, there's people in the channel, like if you speak to start up a sidebar conversation with people like Penny Scout and all those guys, they are the way you get copper right now is you go to scrap yards, right? And you get it for the cheap from scrap yards, and then you just melt it down yourself and then pour it into bars and stamp it or something, right? I wouldn't be buying, like somebody mentioned the germanium mint bars. Look, I respect the fact that there's a massive premium and you can make money on them. I'm not ever going to argue that you can't make money on anything. But for me, I wouldn't be paying 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 times the value of copper's melt price just to have a polished surface with a stamp on it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you want to collect, if you want to stack copper, actually, I'll show you. You know what? Screw it. Why? I'll show you another way to do it. Here. There's another way you could stack copper. Go right here to money metals. Go to other copper pennies. You go right here. You go buy the pound. And I'm just being frank with you. Like, this is not a bad way to stack 95% copper either. You go right here, and you just get yourself 100 pounds for $1,000. I mean, it's $3 over melt right now, which is kind of high above melt. I will agree with you right there. When I bought this, it was only $1 above melt. Now it's $3 above melt. So there you go. I mean, this is not a bad way to get copper either. And then once the United States Congress makes it legal for you to melt it down, you could just melt these down. You could go through these, and if you buy this weight, I will tell you right now, I have confirmed. I have gone through, I've got 34 pounds of this stuff myself. I have gone through and I have found Canadian cents. I have found wheat pennies, lots of wheat pennies. I started a wheat penny book because I had so many of them. You will find some that will have numismatic value that you could probably sell for more than the, you know, the weight value and stuff like that. But you can't obviously melt this down and sell it as bullion until it's passed by Congress to allow it. So you will need to wait for that. Or do what other people are saying. Go to Home Depot and buy copper tubing or whatever, copper fittings, melt it all down. That's the way to do it, honestly. Just paying a premium for some mintage's stamp on it, I just don't think it's worth it yet. But you can do it. You can flip it. You can totally flip copper right now and make a killing. If you're making copper rounds, I have personally seen hand-poured copper rounds sell for over $60 for 1 ounce. Okay? So I'm not trying to argue that there's not profitability in the copper market. I just personally don't see the point in stacking big old chunks like this. This is beautiful. I love this bar, actually. Like, this is a big old thick boy. This is 10 pounds. I like this bar a lot. I just don't see the value in doing this when you could just get silver. In fact, if you, and honestly, if you really wanted to, I've done the price charting on copper before. I actually really enjoy doing price charting on copper, but let me show you guys some problems here. Here's some problems that you might not have noticed with copper. Copper is way, okay. I'm about to make a baseless claim that I have no proof or evidence of. I'm just looking at charts. But copper has to be the most manipulated metal pricing that I've ever seen in my life. You guys want to talk about gold and silver price manipulation? Just take 5 seconds to go look at copper's charts. Every single time it has a big run up, look at this. Look how many times in just the last 5 years there's been like a 25% absolute crushing of the price once it gets up. Bam, 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 bam. I expect another one to actually happen fairly soon here with this situation going on right here, because we're due for another just absolutely smackdown beatdown, because we're starting to break $6. So I'll be honest right now, I don't trust copper, even though it is in a upward trajectory and it is doing okay. I feel like this is the sleeping giant. Nobody cares about the manipulation happening here. You can all melt American pennies in Canada. There you go, North Star stacker. Touche. Here we go, another copper stacker. I'm not a copper stacker, man. I'm not a copper stacker. I mean, I have some because I think it'd be foolish not to have. I have platinum, I have copper, you know, whatever. I got some rounds just from. It's nice looking. Dude, I agree with J.I. Jip the Wizard. I think copper's actually prettier than gold. I genuinely do. I love the way copper looks. I think it makes fantastic looking, like, antiques and you know, ornaments and stuff like that, coinage. But I'm just not a huge copper. I just don't want a ton of it. You know what I mean? I just don't want a ton of it. Kevin Mendoza, I'm stacking copper. There you go. People can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Copper is very well recycled. It's never going full silver. That is true. Also, Stapler is like the game of copper is like known, right? Everybody recycles it. Everybody turns it in and gets money. It's really easy to like just strip down wires. it's a lot more difficult to, you know, go through small electronics, ripping out like, you know, little diodes and connections of silver and gold, and then trying to like turn that into something. So I'd rather have resto mods in my garage than pallets of copper. Call me stupid, I don't care. There you go. There you go. I'll shine on my pennies. Yeah, I mean, pennies. I think pennies are a good affordable way to get like something more out of it than just copper if you wanted to. But you know, again, we're here to talk about silver, boys. Okay. This is what I thought was gonna happen. It did not happen. I was wrong. Which I was so wrong. I was so wrong with what was gonna happen with silver that I don't even. Yeah, here's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on the next one of these moments right here where we drop like a whopping like 2%, 3%. And you know, hand to Bible, the next time we drop 2 or 3%, I'm literally going to go and buy like a crazy amount of options on the stock market for SLV. And I'm just going to wait like 2 weeks and then sell them and then take the profits and turn it into something else. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm waiting for now. Will copper be the next silver? I don't know. I mean, if it is, it's going to take a very long time. Now, you know, all it has to do is go from $5 or whatever, $6 to $10. And that's a pretty significant run up, right? It's not a bad thing, but why would you like, if you've got a clear, like, not financial advice, but mining stocks, I think you could convince me that mining stocks might be a place that have a larger growth potential right now than the silver raw. We're talking about like a year-to-date growth on silver. What other asset has done this? Like even Bitcoin can't even keep up with where we're at. We went from, where were we in the end of December? Seriously. 75 bucks. So we went up from 75 in 1 month to 103. So like a 30% increase in 1 month. What other why would you not just stick with the asset class that's just absolutely killing it? Until we see a reversal, like until I see something that tells me, hey, we're not going up anymore, like I don't see why I would change strategies. You know what? Good point, Avon Engineer. I did not put January in the poll. You might be onto something, buddy. I mean, I can't argue. We got 10 more days, don't we? Or no, we got like 7 more days in January. Who knows? You know, we very well could see. I mean, let's see, if we did 7% a day, we have 5 days left, right? In the actual trading days, we're looking at 35% increase. That puts us around 140. You know, hey, it's possible. It's crazy, but I can't say that it's not a possibility. We have had 10% days in the year as well. So copper since got me into silver. I started roll hunting in 2009. I have a 30-gallon trash can full. I'm guessing about $7,000 worth. That's awesome. You're 70 ounces of copper, or oh wait. Oh, okay, I think I would. Rodney, you know what's funny is copper pennies didn't get me into stacking silver, but they did get me into stacking 90% constitutional, because I was having so much fun. I was having so much fun going through and sorting through all the pennies and stuff with the family that I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do this same exact thing with silver instead of copper? And so that's what got me into the 90% copper. Or, I mean, sorry, 90% silver. And then that's why I stuck with it, because I was really enjoying it and I started stacking it. I mean, I could open up this chest down here, but like I said, I'm kind of out of room on my desk here, boys. We can keep moving the screen up, or the camera up, but oh, we got ammo can full or half full of 50 cent pieces. Like, these are all, oh, I guess I'm not showing the right screen. Hold on. What's up, Sober Stacker? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, man. Watching all your videos. Yeah, these are all $half, 90% copper pieces, and it's just like, I mean, my desk right now has got what? I don't even know. I don't mean to just drop it on the desk here, but yeah, we've got. I mean, I don't know. Why would you switch from the lead horse? You know, why would you jump off the lead horse when it's in full gallop? You get what I'm saying? And switch it up to something else. I think you just keep riding it at this point. Partying hard over here with silver hitting over $100. You got it. Rural Stacker in the house. Mr. POTUS 5000. All you guys hopping in here. I started a little early today. I mean, I figured, what the heck? We've got an absolute degenerate party going on here of just hanging out, enjoying it. And it's just been fun, man. It's just been fun. If nothing else, if it all goes away tomorrow, you know what? I will look back on this wild ride from the last 2-3 years and I will say, damn, that was a good time. You know what I mean? Like it could all end tomorrow. I would still say that was a good time. Well worth my time and effort. You know what I mean? Dragoon, does your channel make good money? Like my YouTube channel? Nah. It's pittance, dude. YouTube, the only way to like make good money on YouTube is you have to have like thousands of channel members, or you have to have like hundreds of thousands of videos or views per video. Or you have to have like a big huge sponsor come in and you just churn out content to satisfy your sponsor. The small channels like mine, the small channels that are unsponsored and like don't get a ton of views, it's just, we do this out of passion, man. Brilliance, we do this because we just want to talk to other fellow stackers and hang out and have a good time. Riding the silver horse. Dang right, Kevin. Like I'm telling you right now, I am not gonna jump off the lead horse winning the race. Just, you know, like, why? I'm gonna just ride it until it either breaks a leg and falls on its face and we have to put her down, or I'm gonna ride it through the finish line, you know, at this point. Oh man, yeah, it is definitely getting cold out. Getting ready to freeze my butt off tomorrow on an electric job with no heat and no insulation. Oh no, rural. Whew. Sorry buddy, you might have to bring a little the Carhartt's not going to get her done out there, right? That's going to be bad. That's going to be tough. Everybody wants metals to go up until they can't afford them anymore. Well, North Star Stacker, I don't think that's going to be ever a problem. I really don't. Because if you think about it, North Star, you can get fractional. So like right here, I just have one having to be right on the desk. You know, if it keeps going up, we just switch to half-ounce pieces. Or you switch to constitutional silver, where you grab dimes and quarters, you know, while it's, because apparently LCSs can't sell that stuff fast enough. So if you really want to right now, if you have Fireball gets it done, you know, bring a little nip of whiskey, a little nip. Right now, I swear, man, the best value is to be buying 90% constitutional silver if you have 5+ years to hold your stack before you need to sell. That's my thought. That's what I mean, that's why I'm buying a lot of, but if you really wanted to, you could totally be switching to half-ounce silver coins, 1/10 ounce silver coins, and you're going to pay a little bit of a premium on it today. But if you really do think that silver's going to go up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $2,000, well, guess what? All of a sudden, that 1/10 ouncer is $200. So do you really care about the 5 to 10% premium on it today? If you're gonna, if it's gonna double, triple in money, probably not. So I think this is right here is why everyone will be able to afford silver and gold at some points. I mean, buying a 1 ounce piece of gold is pretty expensive for me, and with my income level. But I mean, I can also go and buy all this stuff, and believe it or not, all of a sudden you have 2 or 3 ounces of this stuff. And if I go to sell like a tenther, right, I can get $500 for this 1/10 ounce. It doesn't look and feel like much by itself, but it does. It all just adds up, man. So, if silver were to be $5,000 an ounce, guess what? I would probably be buying 1/10 ounce silver, and nothing would really truly change with my stacking goals. I would just be buying smaller pieces than I currently buy. Like right now, I can go out and buy 10 ounces and 1 ounces, and nobody cares. But it's only 10 pounders of copper, right? About $60 on December 14th at the Grapevine Coin Show. There you go. This ain't fun no more. It's not fun no more. I want to go home. I want to go back to Kansas. Silver Stacker, it's gonna be okay, man. It's gonna be okay. This is the Silver Brotherhood hangout. Yeah, I appreciate you, Virulence. Thanks for being here. There's a new generation of buyers coming. We're 100. You know, that is true too, Jip. The Wizard is yeah, we make less than minimum wage by the time we record, edit, research content. Way less. Yeah, Silver Stacker. That's minimum wage would be like a 10x per hour. Exactly. It turns out the people who get rich out of this are silver stackers. I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, if it turns out that way, I'm okay with it too. It's all about the half ounce right now. Dude, I looked just today. Well, actually last night, before silver even hit $100, I had my finger on the trigger of buying 10 half-ounce pieces of silver, the American Silver Eagle style. The only reason I didn't buy it is because I know it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get my freaking silver from all these online dealers because they're so backed up. So I'm like pausing my orders, and then I'm like, you know what? By the time I do get a chance to order now, it's going to be up $5 to $10. Silver is, you know, if you guys want to watch another channel, I mean, there's Rural Stacker and Silver Stacker, Silver Serpents, Vegas Stacker. There's a lot of Reckless Collections. There's a lot of guys in this chat that we all kind of hang out together. There's a lot of guys in here that have excellent videos, and you know, just what it really is for me is it's different perspectives from different people and different folks in the community from different backgrounds and different, you know, different incomes, different backgrounds, different, you know, states, different countries. And it's good. It's good to get different people's perspectives so you can understand the more totality of the market. And anyway, that being said, Silver Stacker has been for a while now really talking about picking up dimes and quarters and half dollars and stuff like that. So if you are somebody who's into that and wants to see what, you know, the current market prices are, he's getting spreads on 90% from local coin shops in his area and stuff like that. So yeah, Mercs were $6.50 yesterday, $7 today in Fort Worth. Yeah, that's crazy for a dime, guys. A dime. A 10-cent piece is worth $7. Isn't that just tells you all you need to know about the US fiat system, huh? We are getting killed on the Campeso. Campeso? We are paying $7,000 gold in Canada. Yeah, gold is up there. Gold is definitely up there. My stock in Santa Cruz mines went up 59% in the last month. Yeah, I've got, again, stock, you know, I feel like the mining stock bubble will burst before the metals themselves burst. Does that sound right? Can anybody back that up with history? I don't know, but that's what it feels like. Those mining stocks are just going up way too fast. My 2 online orders are already up over $600 in value before they even get here. Lee Cherie, I have the same thing, dude. I have I think I have 3 or 4 outstanding orders from online dealers and eBay sellers, and like everything that I bought, even some more premium pieces, are like way in the black. Like, it is just crazy. It is crazy. Brilliance has got a plan here. He says that since 2020, when I got 2020 vision, so I guess is when he woke up, he was awakened in 2020. He wants to hold and buy farmland and produce my own food. Yep, Brilliance, I'm right there with you 100%. I'm 100% right there with you. I've always kind of, in the last, you know, always lived in suburban or rural areas, and I'm done with it, man. I'm ready to. I've had family that's had more. Did I say urban or rural? I've had family members that had more rural homes with more land and stuff like that, and animals and gardens and all that. I'm gonna be going to that myself. So I'm looking. I've been actively in the market for like a year, scouring properties and all that. Small budget. All about being that small budget stacker, getting the best deal I can. Yeah, always checking out deals, man. That's. I don't care how much money somebody has. You got to be looking for the best deals. Why not protect your wealth, right? Mining will possibly because their cost of production might increase, but I'm leaning on no because the U.S. just got a ton of oil. If the tariffs are squashed, then mines keep flying. Some mines are also undervalued. So you just got to look into their financials. All right. Bryce Cooley, what's up? Bryce, it depends on your personal strategy, right? So for me, my personal strategy is to have a long-term asset that will hedge against inflation, protect my wealth, and also be something that I can take loans out against in the future if I need to. So Bryce, for me, I want to go the other way. I want to take my silver value and continue to move it into gold over time. But maybe there's a day where you know, the banking system sets silver as a tier 1 asset where you can collateralize it for loans, and then that'll be good. But what I'm really not doing is I'm not selling, right? I'm trying to hit a certain percentage of my asset value in precious metals, and then really it's a wash, right? Like it's either trading silver for gold or gold to silver, silver to platinum, right? I'm just kind of playing those markets. But my ultimate goal is to have something that will maintain its value against the fiat system, which I think is collapsing very rapidly. Now, if I were doing it the other way and I wanted to have a precious metal that I thought was going to go up at the fastest rate possible, right now I think that precious metal is silver. I think platinum is going to come up pretty quick too. I'm looking at platinum going, I could see a world where platinum propels to $5,000 an ounce fairly quickly. But the lead horse right now, guys, the lead horse is silver. So I don't bet against the horse that's galloping past everybody else at like twice the speed. You feel me on this analogy? Like silver is just going forward so fast. It's just why bet against it? Don't bet against it until you have some sort of data point that changes what you believe. I like living in unincorporated Texas. I lived in Texas, man. I lived in Texas for 21 years, 22 years, 21 years, something like that. I was all in with gold until I found this channel. I started to sell some profits to buy silver. Mr. POTUS, man, it will work out for you. Again, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do with your money or your stack. That's not the point of this channel. The point of this channel is just to discuss kind of what we're doing. Each of us has our own opinions and our own plans. We talk about each other, we talk to each other about what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're seeing, our ideas, and we just learn from each other. So, but I absolutely make it clear, I'm not telling anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their money. That's a decision for you to make with your own situation. Do you think that the AI data centers being built are contributing to the silver price boom? Absolutely, Kevin. Absolutely. If you look into it, I was trying to do as much research as I could on it. It sounds like these data centers, the bigger ones, require like 1 ton of silver per data center. And we have approved like massive amounts of data centers to be built. And everything in the current state of this country and this world is data reliant and data, it is very data dependent. Let's just say that. And we need to keep expanding and expanding and expanding all over the world for redundancy and everything like that. Storage is now like, there's stuff that needs to be kept on file for 10, 15 years. There's some that have indefinite filing. And if you think about that, if like you're compounding data, we are exponentially compounding our data needs way faster than the silver price chart. You know what I mean? So now technology does get more efficient. So over the years, the technology is going to keep getting better and better and better and smaller and smaller and smaller and more energy efficient and things like that. So the requirements will shift over time, like flowing like a river. You know what I mean? But it is still a massive demand on silver right now. It's going to be up there with EVs and solar panels if it's not already. Yeah. Oh man, I lost a lot of chat. Keeping gold and waiting on the GSR until I do more swaps. Leisha Marie, yeah, that's kind of why I'm buying gold. But again, it's so hard to convince myself because it's like, well, I could buy $5,000 in silver, and it might be worth $6,000 in the next month. Or I could buy $5,000 in gold and it might be worth $5,100 the next month. You know what I mean? And if I do have a long time horizon, well, why not just keep riding silver out for as long as I can until it changes? I don't know, man. It's just, there's too many options. I was all in with Bitcoin 2 years ago, but I don't think the world is going to change to completely to Bitcoin. I think I do see a world, Mr. POTUS, where we do switch to digital coinage, tokenization. I do see that. I just don't know if it's going to be a full adoption, or maybe it'll be like a partial adoption where like fiat and tokenization run parallel for a very long time, and then like maybe tokenization falls off because people don't like fully buy into it. I don't know. We'll see. Have you heard of silver cells? I saw you can make your own. Yeah, I have watched a lot of like Sri tips or I don't know, like there's some really good channels out there about silver cells and gold cells and stuff like that. I don't have the capacity to do something like that where I live right now. See, I always recommend people do their own research. Friends, family ask for investing tips, but I just give them resources and links. Yeah, that's a good idea to do it too. That's a good idea. $6,000 for gold by year end, or trade gold now and watch silver rise 150 by March plus silver. Yeah, Bryce Cooley, that's the thought process, isn't it? It's like, do you just stick with silver for the next year? And until you see this, again, this is what I'm doing. Like at this point, until I see something that proves to me that silver is not going to continue to run at the pace that it is, why not stick? Why jump off right now? Why don't I just stick to the thing that is already doing the thing? You know what I mean? This is already doing the thing that more than what we want it to do, honestly. It's like, it's going up faster than any of us ever expected. Why jump off the ship now? Like, why not just ride it to see how far it goes? And if it has a 20% pullback, we're still at 80 bucks. We're at like 150. If it has a 20% pullback today, is that really like, and then make a different decision? Maybe then you're like, I'm done. I rode the ride, blah, 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 blah. I missed out a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, right? I don't feel like it's that big of a deal.
Appreciate the content, brother. Fist emoji.
You got it, Reckless. Thanks for the super chat, big dog. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Everybody give a good firm handshake and thumbs up to our man Reckless Collections. Throwing some support to the channel. Thank you, sir. Dragoon, as silver rises, land prices will drop. I'm waiting and watching for the perfect time to arrive and then jump. 10 times states take silver for land. 10 states take silver for land right now? I didn't know that, Brilliance. I'll have to look into that. I could do a whole nother conversation about property valuations. I've been really watching that I've been watching valuations for years and years and years now. I was in the real estate game for a little bit. And I wouldn't mind doing a channel or a conversation about that one day. Might have like 5 people in the audience, but it would be fun. It would be fun. You just subbed. Oh, thanks, North Star Stacker. Appreciate you. I don't know what. Sometimes it gives me the alert when people subscribe, and sometimes it doesn't. I've never been able to figure out exactly what does it or what doesn't. Invest in NVMe hard drives. I have heard, Stapler. That I think it was Big Hungry that was telling us that SSD drives have doubled in price in the last like year. So yeah, look at those solid state drives, guys. If you're into like technology and computer software, prices on that stuff's going up dramatically very quickly. Be ready. One big advantage with silver is that it's easier to sell or barter than gold. Gold is quite hard to sell, and it attracts dangerous people when it comes to sell. Oh, I didn't think about the risk of the selling, Bryce. But yeah, and the other thing about silver that I like, Bryce, is that I can do it in as small as denominations as I want. Like if I want to sell $100 worth of silver, you know, I could sell some 90%, or I could sell like a 1 ounce coin or something. If I want to sell $1,000 of silver, right, I have a lot of options there too. With gold, it's really dang hard to sell it in any small denomination. Like a gram is what, 150 bucks? Like that's still quite a purchase. I'm anxious to see if this weather will affect data centers and crypto. Rodney, I don't think so. Although the COMEX likes to make us think that it overheated, I think everything's gonna be fine. Those things generate so much of their own heat that they could sort of like regression their own heating. They could just turn off the cooling or turn the cooling down real low and let the warmth of the facility protect it from the cold weather. You know what I mean? There might be some issues, like, but they have all backup spare parts everywhere. Like, those data centers have some of the largest amounts of money in them than you can imagine. We'll see what happens. Yeah, good on you. I just got to the reckless collections thing. Appreciate you. My point is, I just don't feel safe selling $5,000 gold coin on Facebook. Yeah, nah, yeah. I wouldn't do that either. If I sold gold, it would probably, like that level, it would probably be at the local coin shop explicitly. Somewhere that, like, a trusted dealer or seller. Yeah. Yeah, meeting people inside the police station to make sales makes perfect sense too. I wouldn't doubt you on that. Or just meet at like a really public mall or you know, something like that. Yeah, absolutely. What's the prices this evening? Any movement after $100? So rural stacker, it's frozen. We're frozen. We're done. So that's a good question. I'm not sure not everybody knows that. So Friday evening at 6 p.m. is when the market closes, and we don't open back up until Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Did I say 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.? Anyway, 5 p.m. on Friday evening, the markets are closed. There's going to be no price changes. All right, we're good. We are locked in at $103 for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We are locked in here, so we'll see what happens. And then I don't know. Normally it tells you when the time opens back up. Here you go. So if you ever go to Kitco, again, I use Kitco, guys. It's just got everything I need. But if you go to Kitco, it'll tell you if the market is open or closed. So on, like, let's like a Tuesday evening, if we were doing this at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday evening, the market will have just opened and it will say closing in whatever 23 hours, whatever it is. So we don't open for another 46 hours and 20 minutes. So that'll be Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll start to see these digits change again. So an electrolyte silver cell. Yeah, I've read about them. I've seen videos on them, but I don't know how to do it. Pull up Proton Loan. Seriously undervalued in my opinion. Read about it. Legit. Proton Loan. I will do this offline. This isn't something for everybody, I don't think, to enjoy. Oh my gosh, I can't type with my keyboard. Is like way off my desk right now because of all the gold and silver and all that stuff. All right, let me get back over there. And I'm trying to get caught up with everybody. MRP 5000, it's going up fast, and van for condos. Okay, you're still. Yeah, home prices are absolutely. You know why? So home prices are falling because there's just not that many buyers, and there's definitely not that many buyers in all the different regions that people are trying to sell at. What's funny is it doesn't, like, inventory levels. You know, the real estate agent stuff will report like inventory levels not being too crazy and stuff like that. The reason inventory levels are down is because sellers are simply pulling their houses off the market because they don't want to accept the fact that we're not in the 2020 2022 era of 9,000 bids on your home as soon as you list it for sale. They can't accept the fact that their home's price and valuation is like 50% higher than it should be, so they need to come down by like 20 or 30% from their pricing, and they just don't want to do it. So they're like, screw it, I just won't list my house and I'll just wait until prices go back up. The other thing is I think people that are trying to sell their homes are having a hard time finding an affordable home to move into. So it's just not working out for a lot of contracts right now. It's not that it's overheated. It's that, you know, Comex was just real tired that day and needed a nap. Yeah, it's just, they didn't know what else to do. Like, they're like, oh crap, our circuit breakers aren't working on the price growth. I think, you know, gold went up like quite a bit that day. Like, we've got to just shut her down. I save e-waste, and with these prices, the gold fingers are definitely going to go up. Yeah, we'll see. A significant portion of the buyer market is first-time home buyers, and they cannot afford that 2020 pricing. Well, yeah, exactly, Mr. Protos. It's that 2022 pricing with 6% to 7% interest rate loans. That combination is tough. It's tough. Like, I got pre-approved I got pre-approved for a home and property just in the last November, and I ended up not buying yet simply because I don't see the prices reflecting what I think they should be. I do charting on home prices and regions just like I do with gold and silver, to be honest. So I'm looking at stuff and like I can see what has sold, right? Like I can see the recent sales and I can see the comparables for the housing market. And so I know what prices should be. And if I ever make an offer on a home right now, it's going to be like 20 to 25% under what they're probably asking on most of these homes, especially homes that have been on market for longer than like, you know, homes that have been on market for longer than like 60 days. Like I know they're probably way overpriced for their area. Then I can just look at comps. I'm like, okay, yeah. And so I have no problem with like making a lowball offer because these guys are like way ridiculous on their pricing. But at the same time, it's like, why waste my time? Why pay for inspections and appraisals, you know, and surveys and all this stuff unless I'm like really serious, like gonna expect this thing to go through. So I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting. I'm waiting to see like at least a 10-15% drop in prices, or I'm waiting to see interest rates come down 2 or 3%, you know, to where it won't matter. We'll see. Yeah, I thought, Mr. POTUS, I thought 2025, 2026 would be the year that housing market would kind of correct and would come back to earth, but apparently not. Anyway, how's everybody doing about real estate? We're going to talk about real estate or gold and silver? Gold and silver went up so much that the net profit is more than I made as a welder for a year. Wow, this is like having another full-time job for free. Bryce Cooley, congratulations, man. That's awesome to hear. I like to hear people have success. Like that is really, really, really awesome, dude. Congratulations, man. You know, again, I wouldn't recommend you sell everything, but you might consider, you know, you were talking about, you know, shifting into silver. For me, kind of like that locking in those gains for me is like shifting into gold. And the reason I say that is because, you know, rather than sell my silver and just sit on cash and let it, you know, inflate away, I want to have my cash in assets. Something. I don't care if it's a used vehicle, a new property, gold, silver, even the stocks and stock market, right? Like you want to have your gold and silver in, excuse me, you want to have your cash in assets. So for me, the way I am quote unquote taking profits, you could say, is I'm selling the silver or trading the silver for gold. And the reason I do that is because the silver to me has a lot more volatility. It could rise up 10%, it could drop 10%, right? And if it does have a crash, right, it will happen, I think, very, very quickly because of this massive run up. I think if it does have a crash, it'll come down very quickly. So I'm moving to gold because I feel like gold could still come down and it could still go up, but it will do it at a slower rate, to which time I will have more physical days to react to the price changes and make a decision if maybe now is a good time to exit and then move into cash and then move that cash into another asset. Whereas if I'm with silver, I feel like I'll have less time to be responsive to that. And so that's kind of like, that's my thinking about it. So I basically, every time silver has a big run up like this, I might sell like 5% or 10% of my stack and then buy gold with that change, because I don't have a place to really trade at a good equitable rate. So typically what I've been doing is I've been selling on peer-to-peer for much closer to spot than I would get from the LCS, and then I'm buying gold either through peer-to-peer or on the online bullion dealers or something like that as well. So that's my strategy. And again, everybody's got a different strategy, but in my mind, that's how I'm quote-unquote locking in profits on silver and then moving it into an asset class in gold that will be a little bit less volatile. That's my plan. What's up, Emerald Coast Stacker? Thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate you. My client just sold 1,000 ounces of silver. He bought it 8 years ago. I mean, hey, dinner and hockey. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Get rich, baby. Get rich. Go pop some bottles or pop some Wild Turkey 101 and celebrate the 101. I love it, man. Let your silver work for you. Save your eyes. Oh, you're talking about from doing the welding? I mean, yeah, if he could know in advance, if he could know in advance exactly what asset was going to go up more than his freaking salary, I'm sure he would do that, right? That's awesome. Welding's a great skill to have, though. 500 ounces makes you $500 every time silver jumps $1. Isn't that crazy to think about? I think everybody should have like 1,000 ounces of silver, really. You get to that 1,000 ounces of mark, and then I think like get to 1,000 ounces of silver, and then, you know, maybe like 100, or not 100, sorry, like 10 ounces of gold. I feel like that's kind of a good place to be. You know, I feel like that's a good start. What is that, like 100K in precious metals? You know, that sounds like a pretty strong saving strategy. Now, again, how many people are going to show up in the channel excited to talk about gold and silver if they were to fall 50% next month? You know, and like, how many of these theses and ideas are going to matter if we see that kind of a dip? So that's why, like, when you make your strategy with any sort of asset, you have to think about like what's my best case scenario? What's my worst case scenario? Can I live with the worst case scenario if I were to put like X number of amount of my income or wealth into this? Am I comfortable accepting the worst case scenario if it happens? If you are, it may be a risk worth taking. If you're not, you may need to find a way to pare down that risk, either by diversifying it into a few different types of asset classes. You know, with precious metals, that might be like gold or copper or something, right? Or maybe you have less proportion of your money in silver and more into like bonds, or, you know, I-bills or treasuries or something that's a little bit more stable. Again, every single person, personal finance is personal, right? That's a pretty basic quote there. Personal finance is personal. Every single one of you, you have to do your own evaluation and figure out what is your strategy, what works for you, and then just stick to that strategy, man. Don't be shy. Hey guys, you guys like my Engelhard? You like my Engelhard? You see it down there in the bottom right? But it's, I don't know. $1.40 pre-65 equals $100. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? I think copper is the next silver. It's almost $6 a pound. That's still undervalued. Bryce, cool. Yeah, I think copper, I agree with you, Bryce, that copper is undervalued. I just don't think it's like let's play a game, Bryce. Right? Here's how I would think about it. Over the next 12 months, do you think, percentage basis, I'm not talking about dollars, percentage basis, do you think right here this copper will go up more per pound than silver per ounce, percentage wise, right? If you think yes, then you should be buying copper, and you want to be buying it for as close to melt as possible, right? You want to be buying the best deal as close to melt as possible. If you think no, if you think silver on a percentage basis is going to go up higher, then you should be just buying silver. And you can always do a bit of both. You can always go 50-50 or, you know, 60-40 or whatever. You know, there's no all or none rationale. But if you think that like copper is going to double and silver is only going to go up 50%, well, then what you could do is you could put like 75% into copper and 25% into silver and just ride both up, if that's what you believe. But I don't see it. And I mean, I'm just looking at the charts, man. I'm not doing anything crazy, but I'm happy to talk about it. It might push everybody away from the channel, but I'm happy to look. Here's the 5-year chart, right? I mean, again, this feels like I'm telling you what you should and shouldn't do. If you believe it and you have your reasoning, stick with your gut, stick with your reasoning. I'm just going to show you what I see when I look at it, right? So I'm looking at 2024. All right. 2024, we have this run up from like $1.50 to $4. Massive run up, right? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, POTUS. And also, I'm gonna, Bryce, take your time. I'm gonna just keep talking. I tend to ask questions and then start talking. But yeah, you go ahead and drop your reasoning for what you see, and we can discuss it, right? That's the whole point of this community, is to discuss people's ideas. All right, so we had this run up from like $1.50 or whatever this is up to, or no, this is not. This is more like $1. This is 2004. up to $4, right? That's a heck of a run up. But that also took 2 years, okay? So it took us about 2 years to go up that pretty large run up. That's good. That's a good solid run up. And then it was met by a drop to about 250. Okay. Then we go from 250 back up to like $4. So a $1.50 run up off 250 is still pretty solid, right? We're looking at more than a 50% growth. Or what, 75% growth, something like that. So there we are. And then a massive drop off. I just think copper's manipulated, man. Okay, then we do the same thing, and this is the full like chart here. 2008-ish, 2009. So the next 11 years, probably down 2011 or so here, right? Another 2-3 years, we basically have another doubling, a little bit more, maybe like 150%, right? 150% growth, solid growth. I'm not knocking that. Okay. Then we go through the entire decade that all these other metals went through, the decade of pain. Nothing happens, right? Silver, gold, copper, they all did this. Platinum, they all did the same thing, right? Okay, we're good. Let me see if I can move this out of my way real quick. Can y'all even see the tools? I don't know. All right, so then we're here. So we are basically from 2022, we had these dips. We had another dip. I swear every time copper has a run, it just gets hit so hard down. But we're going up from 2022 to 2025. We go from what, $3 to $5. So again, another 66% gain. That's still solid. 66% gain over roughly 2 years again. So 33% a year roughly to get that gain. All right. So now we're at 2025 to 2026, and we've gone up from $4 to $5.86, which is close to $2, which is a 50% gain roughly in a year, right? So in 1 year, we went up 50%. Silver went up like 140% in 12 months. So just in a percentage basis, silver way outperformed copper in the last year. If copper, for copper to double from here, we are trying to say basically this. So for copper to double from here, right, we're going to have to go from basically 6 up to 12, somewhere in this range. We would have to have that same parabola that happened that that silver did. But here's the thing though, Bryce, is I don't think there's an industrial shortfall or deficit of copper. Copper is massively recycled. It's easier to recycle because it's coming in much larger chunks. It's pretty abundant. Again, I'm just kind of giving you devil's advocate. But you sound like you have pretty good conviction on it. All right, so let me get caught up on what you were saying, Bryce. Let you explain. All right, let's do it. If gold and silver becomes way too expensive for the average Joes, copper will easily triple in value. So, okay, so your first point is simply retail market. But the issue with that, the only issue with that point though, Bryce, is the retail market has really no impact on the precious metals futures prices. Do you follow me? Because these futures prices that kind of dictate often a lot of what the these future prices that dictate what the melt value, quote unquote, is of these metals is derived from much larger industries than like mom and pop trying to buy a couple ounces, right? All right. All commodities up. I think there's too many fractional options for gold and silver. Yeah, I was gonna get to that too, Rural. Is like there are fractional options. It's kind of like Bitcoin, right? Nobody's gonna go out there and buy $100,000 of like Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, like right in one transaction. What they typically do is they buy like fractionals, satoshis, right? They buy fractions of Bitcoin. Same thing with the stock market, right? Like, you know, Apple could be $500 a share, but I don't care because I can buy $50 and get a fraction of a share, right? It's kind of all the same stuff. Copper is in more demand than ever before. AI will require. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Copper is definitely going to be, again, all this technology stuff that we talk about. copper has just as many uses as silver. Like I agree with you right there. I agree with you on that, Bryce. And silver is becoming prohibitively expensive for people who are FOMO. Again, okay. So I think that minus 20 degrees Celsius here in Ontario. I had a friend in like Milwaukee. I think it was like minus 30 or something in the USA. I don't imagine you're here to steer anybody wrong. You're making sense. Nah, North Star. I'm not trying to mess with anybody's plan, right? Like, I'm not trying to mess with anybody's plan. I'm just trying to have like, this is by the way, if we were all just hanging out at the bar, right, talking, this is the same conversation I would have with you at the bar. And anybody who's ever hung out with me outside of YouTube will tell you I am this way, like in person the same way. Like I want to challenge every idea so that we can all kind of figure out what reality could be. Does that make sense? So I'm with you guys, man. I'm with you guys. Like I just want to I want to understand it the best of my ability and look into it, but also I want to challenge thoughts to see like how can we substantiate our thought. But I'd probably be dropping a lot more swearing if we were at the bar hanging out. All right. So I think the biggest difference in what I see and what you see, Bryce, is that I don't think the retail demand matters. I really don't. I think that on any of this, gold, silver, platinum, or copper, I don't think retail demand matters at all. What happens at the local coin shops just is irrelevant. I mean, not irrelevant. I'm not trying to say irrelevant. I'm trying to say like it just doesn't move the needle on the futures contracts pricing, because what I see is that those are pretty much moved by industrial players, foreign nations, our own countries' requirements, and massive institutionalized banking or hedge funds, things like that. They move these prices. You know, it's people that need. It's people that need a million pounds of copper for some huge, massive infrastructure project that they're building, right? Like they will be buying up contracts, right? And that's what I see. You own an antique shop, dude. That's awesome, man. Dude, thanks for being here. Your perspective will help with a lot of stuff like that, because I'm actually curious about some stuff with sterling silver. You might be able to help us understand some sterling. It's true. He's the same person here as in meeting him live. Yeah. If you buy $20 of silver and in a month price does not change, you still have $20 worth of silver. Buying fractional eliminates prohibitive pricing. Yeah, I agree, Stapler. I mean, like, I don't think it, you might lose a little bit on the spread. Like you might have to pay $25 and then you might sell it back for 19, if you had to sell it in the same day. But over time, it seems it works out. By the way, are you selling your silver then using cash to buy gold? Exactly correct, Tim. That's exactly correct. Anytime I sell silver, I'm only selling like undesirable pieces, like like Milky Krugerrands or generic junk. Like I've got like this is the sovereign coin, but it's like an ounce and a quarter or something. Like I've got a lot of generic stuff, JM Bullion generic rounds. Right now, I've been selling 90% quarters and stuff that I don't really care about at all. 90% Washington quarters, and I just take the money and buy gold. As soon as like the transaction's completed and everything is settled, I go and I buy gold. I'm doing the same thing with like trading cards and stuff like that, sports cards, trading cards. I'm selling them. As soon as I get all my money and everything settled, I go out and buy gold or silver with it. But yeah, absolutely. Keep stacking silver. I eat copper pills. I own an antique shop and copper pans are selling like hot. So yeah. So Bryce, I don't know if you caught me saying this earlier. We were talking about that. There's absolutely profitability in the copper market today. I 100% agree with you, man. Like if you're flipping copper, products, or you're like buying, let's say you go and you buy 1,000 1-ounce copper rounds for like, around $1 a round or something like that, $1 an ounce or $2 an ounce. I bet you could flip those for $3, $4, $5 a piece online. I'm not trying to say that there's no market, there's no way to make money on copper. I personally just don't think that this metal on the right is going to go up faster than this metal on the left in 2026. And so because of that, my strategy would be more with stacking silver. And if I wanted copper, then I could just like sell some of my proceeds of my silver and buy copper with it. You know what I mean? And then my copper cost basis is free because I'm using profits from my silver. Does that make sense? Like, that's kind of how I would do it if I still believed in it. Penny Scout, yeah, I'm going a lot longer than I actually planned to go today. And normally I do go for an hour. I don't know how long this stream's actually been going, to be honest with you. It feels like it's been more than an hour, but I don't know. We're just kind of hanging out, man. We're celebrating this price change, man. It's been nuts. Where's our poll at? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and kill the poll. You ready? Boom. Let's get the results from this thing. We had 133 votes. I'm sure that means we have 133 likes on the channel, right? Yeah, right. All right, let's see. When will we hit $150 silver? 37% of you say March, 35% say February, April is 23%, and 5% say we will never ever hit $150 an ounce silver. I think those people are wrong. I am telling you, I am the bull now. I'm bull, all in on the bull. I don't see anything slowing down this freight train right now. You know, I'm not saying it can't go down. Nobody in the world is saying that this can't correct. We've been due for a correction for a long time, I think, and it just won't come. So at some point it will get here, and when it does, you know, we will make an adjustment to it, and we will record it, document it, and make a plan and strategy around it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have 1,000 pounds of lead in a kiln. What do you think? I mean, are you gonna make bullets with it? I would imagine, like, if I had lead, I would just turn it into bullets or like slingshot ammo, something like that. You know what I mean? TVMJR, it was 2 hours ago. Okay, so what happened, I think, is the chat just started working again after like an hour. I think the actual connection started an hour ago. So my timer says 1 hour and 6 minutes, but I was like, it feels like it's been going a lot longer than that. We'll see. Yeah, we are a silver. I am a silver bull now. That's where I'm at, man. I can no longer wave the banner of doubt for silver anymore. It is just too good right now. Look at this thing. I mean, this chart is 10 days, man. 10 days. Look at this sucker. It's just crazy where we've come from, isn't it? I don't know. It doesn't even feel like we don't even know like where we were gonna be in January when we were talking about this, when we were buying this stuff. And now here we are. Dead Regrets, welcome. Thanks for being here. Did you know about dragons when you chose your name, or were you first? Well, first off, my name is not Silver Dragon. So I was definitely not the first Silver Dragon. But my name is not Silver Dragon, it's Silver Dragoon. Yeah, you can do a quick Google search on what is Dragoon. And it'll give you some information there. But what funny enough you asked that is if you actually search Silver Dragoon, I'm not the first Silver Dragoon YouTube channel either. There's like 10 of us. There's 10 Silver Dragoon channels out there. And everybody just kind of just does their own thing. So, but if you're asking me, do I know about Silver Dragons? Yeah, absolutely. The guy's awesome. I really enjoy his channel. I enjoy all of his conversations with Harry, and I definitely watch his channel. I watch Yankee Stacking. I watch Salivate Metal. I watch Bald Guy Money. I watch Silver Seeker. I watch, I don't know, like every freaking channel that exists. Silver Slayer. So I don't know if that helps you or not, but no, I watch and appreciate all those guys. I'm not the first Pang. You're not the first Pang? You gotta be kidding me. You mean to tell me people used the English language before you and I did? This is absolutely insane. 100 pounds of corn and sugar would work wonders. Dude, you're exactly right, Debt Regrets. There are, I mean, and it's not a bad thing either. Like, it's a good thing that we all have like this many different, because, you know, some are Some are older, retired people. Some are younger people. Some are business owners. Some are like just genuinely passionate silver stackers, right? Like, again, there's a flavor for everybody out there. So I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. This is the best Dragoon channel on YouTube, I guess. I guess. I don't know, man. I don't even know if that's true. I was trying to like watch one of these other Silver Dragoons channels, and again, he was just doing like the rest of us. The Real Gear Up Survival. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, there's like 15 YouTubers in this chat right now that we can all go check out. You slept almost a day, Greg Olson. What happened to you, buddy? What happened to you? Did you stay up all night last night with all those crazy thousandaires talking on Thousandaire Radio's channel? Free copper is the best. Some of us are just rural folk who collect gold. Exactly, rural stacker. You know, I watched 4 Nines Fine, 2 is 1. I mean, I can keep going, and obviously all the guys that are in the chat. I watch all you guys too. I'm just trying to name some of the larger channels out there. I still consider myself a pretty tiny channel because I don't get the views that those guys get. So like, I'm lucky if I have a video get 1,000 views. I don't even make videos that much anymore. I like the live stream so much more that making videos just seems like a chore to me. So I'd rather just go live and tank the channel than to really worry about the metrics and all that stuff. But yeah, free copper is great. And I mean, I like this. I got this bar for $10 a pound. So about $100 for the 10 pounder. And I really like it. This is actually like one of my favorite like bars that I own. I just love the way it looks and it shines and it just, I don't know. And this is copper. I think I really do think I believe this in my soul that if copper was more valuable, I do truly think that people would want copper over gold. It just has such a like cool luster to it. Doesn't it just like draw you in and make you want to just go in there and touch it? That Dragoon is not a pirate. Come on, man. I told you about Bravo. Yeah, wasn't that pretty cool? Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Being shouted out on Jay Bravo's channel. I mean, that guy's a massive channel too. So like having him do an entire segment on my conversation with him and my email with him was pretty cool. To see your name thrown out there on a big channel is always exciting. Yeah, that was cool. Thanks, Greg Olson, for bringing that up. There's a lot of free copper all around us. I have probably 100 pounds of old copper wires in the basement. Yeah, Bryce, that's cool, man. So Bryce, you need to get yourself a kiln and just melt that thing down and just pour it into bars, right? That wouldn't be too hard to do, would it? I feel like you could do that. And if you own the shop, like I'm sure you could get a lot more stuff, right, from your shop and kind of turn it into other collectibles. Kevin Mendoza, we enjoyed the live streams. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll keep throwing it out there as long as you guys keep showing up. I appreciate it. Awesome. Well, I don't know, guys. We've gone like 2.5 hours. We've talked about everything we can talk about with these massive silver prices. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we have a great weekend ahead of us. I think you guys need to go out there and get yourself a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 to celebrate. I have now shifted, guys. I have shifted big time. I have shifted now. You know, I don't know. Do you guys think Monday's going to have a pullback below 100 and we'll see some like reality come back to the earth? I don't think so anymore. Yes, there you go, North Star Stacker. You got it. You got it. I think we're sky's the limit now. I think we are sky's the limit, dude. Oh yeah. I think some people try to avoid religion and politics and stuff like that because they know that it doesn't, you know, the audience members are diverse, right? And you don't want to like make anybody, you don't want to make anybody feel isolated or unappreciated just simply based on their political or religious beliefs, right? So it's simply, yeah, exactly. No, Stapler. 101, Wild Turkey 101 is for 101. Okay, you see it up there in the top left of the screen, 101. 151, we can pop the bottle of Bacardi 151 or something when silver hits 151. Okay, deal. What's up, Jorge Mendez? Going on, buddy? It is funny that when silver hit $80 an ounce, I asked you if you think it's heading to 90. You predicted a pullback, but I called for 90, then it went to 100. I said, you're 2 hours late. You're 2 hours late, Jorge. I already said I'm wrong. You're right. Okay, man. I got it. I got it. No, I really did think that there was gonna be a pullback, but I really did. I genuinely thought that we would have a lot more pushback, a lot more resistance. Greg Olson, I know I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. I know where my beliefs are and what I have. I'm just trying to like explain the YouTuber kind of the bigger YouTubers tried to avoid that stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. Getting to the state isn't the best idea in my opinion. Getting married to the state isn't the best. I'm not sure where we're at, but I'm not sure. Maybe there's a conversation going on that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, Jorge, you're right, guys. Okay, I got it. I already ate crow. I already pulled my foot out of my mouth. But yeah, I mean, looking at this chart, I can't argue. We blasted through 100. We blasted through 100 like it was a piece of toilet paper blocking us, and here we are. And I am now full on the ride to 150 with you guys. I'm not gonna talk about any resistance until I see it. That's my promise. We are going straight to 150, and I'm not pulling back. The coin chops were dead for all those years. Now it's popular. Yeah, that is true. Debt regrets. It's like those coin chops had to sit there and, be bored and slow for decades, and now they're having the time of their lives and the highest demand and interest as ever. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I've got a question for you. Are you eyeing anything as a treat as precious metals go up? No, I don't really reward myself like that, Jorge. I just, if I want to treat myself, I will go buy more silver, or I will go buy more gold, or I will put more money into my stock accounts or my savings account. That's the way I treat myself. I was just kidding about the Bacardi, or whatever, the rum. Whiskey. I don't have any in my house at all, but it was just a joke. But I won't treat myself on unrealized gains, if that makes sense. If I go and I do like $1 million transaction or something, and I get like a 1% of that or something as a a commission, I might treat myself with some of that, but not all of it. But yeah, right now these are all just unrealized gains as this metals just sit here on a desk, right? So there's nothing really to celebrate yet. If you're going to eat crow, you might as well profit from it. Exactly, Greg Olson. I'd rather be wrong in the upward momentum, right? What's going on, Christian Love? Thanks for being here. Hi ho, silver away. Absolutely. At $140, junk is vindicated. A dime, $10. Yeah, debt regrets. Yeah. So I mean, some of you guys are getting new to the channel. I made videos about the importance of constitutional silver, even in this down market when people don't want to buy it. It's so important. Wholesome One, thanks for being here, dude. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. I'll probably just think about getting an RV and imagine life for it. Yeah. RV is just a lot of maintenance, man. RVs are a lot of upkeep, a lot of maintenance. You've got to use them. I think they're exciting for a month, but then they probably sit in people's, driveway for the rest of the year and just kind of rot and get water damage. And you just got to maintain them, keep them going. And then they lose value. They lose value just like a car or, whatever else. So, just buy used, I guess, yeah. All right, I am literally losing my voice. I don't know if you all can tell or not, but I'm having to turn off my mic every now and then and drink some water, but I'm losing my voice. This is exciting. Congratulations to all of you that had conviction. Again, if you got conviction in copper, you've got conviction in silver, you got conviction in gold. I really don't see a wrong on any of these. I'm just hanging tight personally. I've got gold on the way. I've got silver on the way. I am actually looking at the platinum chart going, hey, you know what? Maybe platinum can run back up to gold's price and it'll outpace silver this year. I don't know. But right now, the lead horse, the lead dog is this silver stuff right here. And until this changes, I'm going to just keep riding the wave with you guys. You've got another hour left in you, man. I don't. I am getting hoarse as we go. But you guys are amazing. I can't thank you enough for spending a moment hanging out with us. Gift the subscribers. Thanks. Welcome to the new subscribers out there. The super chats, Reckless Collections. Thank you so much. The gifted memberships from Vegas Stacking yesterday. You guys really do support the channel, and all this, the charity, the donations and stuff like that. They just go into giveaways that we do. So I appreciate you guys very much. Have an absolutely amazing weekend, guys, and we look forward to Monday, whether it's red or black, whether it's up or down. I'm looking forward to see what Monday has for us in these precious metals. My cousin spent $50K on a wedding. I tried to warn him it's too much. That's a lot. Yeah, he ended up getting a divorce about 2 years later. It was the wife's idea to have a $50K budget for the ouch, Bryce. Ouch. Get regrets. Start a channel, dude. Give us your opinion. Share with us what you're doing. Anyway, all right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all so much. And we will continue this conversation the next time. The next time I see you guys, which will probably be Sunday evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now. Peace. God bless you guys. Thank you.